Welcome to 5678, a movie musical podcast, where two best friends, separated by geography but united in their love for musical theater, review and recap movie musicals. Each episode we will dissect a new movie musical, ranging from the 1930s all the way up to today, all the while giggling, snorting, and generally being absolute dunces. So powder those noses and tape down those boobs. We're about to start rolling.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There's no business like show business.
Maria.
Mamma mia, here I go again. My mouth.
Of the music of
I was thinking of you earlier because I was doing laundry today and I was listening to a Heaving Bosoms podcast. I haven't listened to them in a while, and I just always think of you.
Yes, because they are our direct inspiration.
Often life imitates art. Welcome, dear listeners, to 5678, a movie musical podcast. This is episode 12?
13?
13!
12.
It's 13.
13?
13.
Oh, God.
It's 13. Gay Divorcee was 12.
Okay.
The 2010, how do I want to put this? The controversial, the semi-controversial 2010, and controversial I mean very mixed.
Mixed reviews. 50%. 50-50.
Burlesque!
Burlesque!
I had not seen this movie. You hadn't seen this movie,
I
had
hadn't
you?
seen this movie, no, and I was
Oh my
very
goodness.
excited based on the cast. I did not know that Kristen Bell was in this movie.
Oh, I knew that. I did not know. We're about to have my favorite reveal. It clocks in at 120 minutes. It's available for free on Amazon Prime Video, as well. You can rent it from YouTube in a couple places.
I actually really had a great time watching this movie. It was so silly.
It was very silly.
Yeah. There was no reality. There was no
I found
emotions.
I found joy watching this. I fully understand why it received the reviews that it did.
100%.
But let's not get ahead of
Okay.
ourselves. We open. Oh wait, I didn't introduce us. I'm Anna. She's Grace, and we're the chaotic co-hosts. And here we go.
Welcome to the chaos. We start in Iowa.
Christina Aguilera is a waitress at a diner.
With another waitress.
Yeah, she hasn't been paid in a month. She threatens to quit.
Well, she says that
the
she
manager
is
gives her a
quitting,
hard
basically,
time.
and the manager is
Yeah.
like, tough shit, I'm not going to give you money. And so she just,
Manager's like an old white dude.
yeah, basically. And so she just takes it from the register, which, like, I approve. Take your money. He owes you.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not taking more than what he owes me. She sends the other waitress being like, go pick up your son from school, I'll close for the day.
Yeah.
She flips the sign to closed, and then just in an empty diner, like, I don't know, if I'm in my house by myself, I'm singing, and boy, can Christina Aguilera sing. We don't
Man.
know her character's name yet.
Nope. We don't know her name for a long time.
Yeah.
But her name is Allie, just to start there. But she doesn't introduce herself until, I want to say, 30 minutes into this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But so she basically turns on a jukebox and grabs a chair and does a full number, and man, her voice is incredible. That's the whole plot of this movie, is Christina Aguilera's voice is incredible.
We can actually just stop this podcast there because that's it.
Welcome, you have now seen the movie.
You have now seen Burlesque.
So this one is called Something's Got a Hold on Me.
Okay, I was confused because, it sounds a lot like a pop song that's not an original song from this show.
Yeah,
It sounds like, oh, sometimes I get a good feeling.
Yeah.
Like that.
that's how
Whatever
it starts.
that song is. Yeah, but that's not the song
not
it
the song at
turns
all.
into.
No.
I was just like, oh, is this a jukebox musical? In that, like, it's other, and like,
And
it's
sometimes
kind of that.
it's like half a jukebox musical.
And sometimes it is.
Anyway, so this is Something's Got a Hold on Me. It tricks you with the beginning, but I think it is an original song.
Yeah. I was
I
bamboozled.
was bamboozled. And throughout this song, we get a little bit of her packing and walking away with heels on gravel. She is going to twist her ankle.
Oh man, she is moving out of Iowa in platform heels.
It's wild.
Sensible shoes when you move. If you take anything away from this movie. But we have this montage of packing, and it's intercut with some burlesque dancers.
Yeah.
We see Christina Aguilera buying a bus ticket one way to LA. She gets a hotel room. Really, really quick, we're going to establish this later, but like as we get these interstitials through this montage of burlesque dancers, one of them is Julianne Hough in a red wig.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's a character, but in her hotel room, we see Allie. She goes to write a postcard, but she tears it up
and throws it out the window like she doesn't have a trash can?
Who was she writing to?
Maybe the other waitress? I don't know. It wasn't
That's
clear.
the thing, like, that's never followed through.
No.
I guess maybe it's implying she's like, oh, I don't have anyone to
But you
write
think you
this
would
to.
know that
Tears up.
before
Why'd
you
you
buy
buy it?
One other thing we should mention is she hides like most of her money in a plastic bag in the toilet tank, just like I think is like a backup final resort sort of like no one can steal this from me sort of deal. Anyway, we also get a montage of her being confused by directions.
Not only that, this came out in 2010. Backstage was the literal, like, newsletter.
Yeah, it was
so
like a
she's going
newspaper.
around downtown Hollywood looking for backup singer jobs.
I wasn't clear about the era in which this movie takes place. Because no one has a cell phone, and I definitely had a cell phone.
She has a cell phone.
What?
She has a cell phone. Marcus calls her on her cell
right.
phone.
Then why is she... My thing was more like, use your phone to find out where you're going. Like, she's always just like, which direction? I don't know. And then I'm just like,
I think it's more implying that she's, like, new in town.
That's why you use your cell phone if you're new in town. As someone who is currently new in town.
It's a metaphor.
My face is in my phone when I move around places in this city.
Anyway. It's nighttime now.
It is nighttime. She sees a burlesque lounge with a woman in an outfit.
Mm-hmm. And she goes inside, and it's Alan Cumming at the box office.
Okay, this is my biggest gripe of the movie. They
he
have
was underutilized.
Alan Cumming
in
this goddamn movie, and he is in maybe 5 minutes total. You have Alan Cumming in a goddamn burlesque show, and you don't use him more? I was furious.
I really want to hope that, like, there was at one point, like, a fantastic arc for him, and then, like, shooting conflict, or, like, he got, like, a better deal, like, they had to, like, rewrite him into a smaller part. I wanted more of Alan Cumming.
I wanted so much from him. There was nothing.
Anyway, Allie has no money, but she decides to spend $20 of her dwindling cash to get a ticket to this burlesque show, and we go into the burlesque lounge and gasp! It's Cher
is there
singing the song Burlesque. And this is gonna be a recurring gripe, and this is not a spoiler, but, like, one of the major conflicts of this movie is that, like, the club is in financial dire straits. First thing out of the gate, the budget that this club seems to have
for lights.
Like, I can solve your money issues.
Let me
take a look at the books.
Your big BUR, like, spelling lights of burlesque set pieces. Let's sell those to start. And then we'll move from there.
Done. Movie's over. I've solved the problem.
And instead we get Cher saying, no!
This whole podcast, I'm just going to be yelling about finances.
So Cher starts singing. Her name is Tess. We'll get there. Cher starts singing the song Welcome to Burlesque. And it's a big intro number, very reminiscent of the intro to Cabaret, where we get all of the characters' names, basically, and they introduce all of the burlesque characters, and most of them don't really matter. The only one that sort of has an arc is Georgia.
And Nikki.
Yeah, but Nikki's not introduced in this song. Yeah. Now, this was the beginning where I really started noticing that, like, they were lip-syncing on set to their own sounds, basically.
Well,
because there was nothing going on in their throat.
They're supposed to be lip-syncing.
No, I mean for the songs that were originally sung. Like, the songs that are sung by Cher and by Christina Aguilera, they are lip-synced when they are recording, like, when they are filming it.
Yes, yeah, I understand. Sorry. Dear listener, there is a mix in this show where inside the burlesque lounge, for the most part, the dancers in the world of this movie are supposed to be lip-syncing to these tracks. There are songs that exist outside of that conceit, even though they might happen inside the burlesque lounge, that are fully sung by these characters in moments of character development.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get a little... Well, we just have to be clear
really
about
clear.
that. But,
so
so you're not complaining about the characters lip-syncing, you're complaining about the actors lip-syncing.
Yes. I feel like this movie would have been, like, 5% better if they had actually sung on set, or, like, partially sang, or, like, had something going on with their throats, because it just did, like, it's these powerhouse voices coming out of throats that are doing nothing. And it drew me away from it.
This was Christina Aguilera's first film, although she's obviously like a TV person. Like she should know how to lip sync. I'm pretty. And this isn't Cher's.
This is Cher's first musical movie.
But I guess she was probably performing live because she did like so much material that was videotaped.
Yeah, I mean that was just like her performances, like her.
But you mean like acting on top of it?
This is her first musical movie.
I understand that. I'm still thinking about like the one-woman show of West Side Story.
That's my homework. Oh, I had different homework. New homework. Share.
Anyway, I hear your gripe. I'm going to be griping about finances.
That's fine.
Anyway, Allie is captivated by this. Just like stars in her eyes, jaw on the floor. She goes up to the bar. She flirts with the bartender to get a free drink. And she asks him how she can get a job here. And he tells her to go ask for Tess.
And to drop his name.
Allie goes backstage and is obviously immediately overwhelmed.
By the hustle and bustle. So we have Stanley Tucci also in this movie, who is a gem, and I would watch anything he does forever.
Stanley Tucci's playing Sean. His character's kind of like Tess's right-hand man. Not business partner, but runs the club with her and has been her friend for a very long time and is very much her ally.
He doesn't have a financial stake in the club, but basically he's like the assistant artistic director of the entire thing. There's
also the character of Vincent, played by Peter Gallagher, who is like the club's accountant, I want to say. He's also Tess's ex-husband. He and Tess are 50-50, have a stake in this club.
Allie finds Tess. She asks for a job, and Tess sort of asks Sean, he'll let you know when the next audition is. And Sean tells her, you have great enthusiasm, but terrible timing, and he gives her the sort of "we'll call you" brush off.
And Allie goes to leave, but she bumps into a very late Nikki, played by Kristen Bell, who is rude to her.
She's the bitch of the movie.
Tess makes a joke about firing Nikki, but Nikki very much seems to be like one of the main stars of this show, and she knows that she can get away with bad behavior.
And then I wrote, I sense a rivalry brewing.
We had also established at one point earlier that like the one waitress that works downstairs is bad at her job.
Yeah, she just like flirts with customers. So Allie goes back downstairs.
And she just picks up a tray and starts working as a waitress because the one waitress that's there is bad at her job. And cut to, she officially works there now, and she looks hot. She's in like this little bustier thing, and Jack, the bartender, is making all kinds of eyes at her.
Oh man. And Allie is very distracted by the number that's going on stage, which is Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. Now this is the Marilyn Monroe song lip-synced by the dancers on stage. And Tess and Sean notice that she's there, and they ask the bartender, whose name is Jack, what she's doing there, and he's like, listen, she just picked up a tray and started working, and she's doing a good job, so she's working here now. And Tess calls her over and is like, okay, push up your boobs more and never go behind my back again, and then just sends her back out. So
just then, another new character. Marcus, who's played by Eric Dane, aka McSteamy.
Oh, he is
from
steamy.
Grey's Anatomy. Oh, he's steamy. He's at a table. He stops Allie. He orders drinks for his table, like expensive drinks. He asks her to tell Nikki that he's here, and she's like, "Who are you?" And he goes, "A member since '91," and he slides his credit card across the table.
And cut to backstage, Nikki has arrived late, and Georgia had to go on for her.
In like full diva moment, Nikki just puts on her costume and goes out onto the floor and does the choreography on top of Georgia,
it's like a dance fight.
Had taken over for. Yeah, it's like a dance off. Meanwhile, as this goes on, Allie imagines what it would be like to perform this song, and we get a little fantasy of her performing the song and singing it.
At the end of the number, Nikki pushes Georgia off stage so that she can have her own bow. And back at the bar, Jack sort of pulls Allie out of her imagined fantasy.
Reverie.
And you get a little bit of backstory that Marcus is a big real estate guy who's dating Nikki, at least for now. And Allie says again that she really, really wants to perform, but Jack just sort of sends her back to serving.
We also see Sean, Stanley Tucci, clocking that Marcus is talking to Vincent.
Then we have another bit of a montage. Allie is in her room reading about the history of burlesque. Apparently she wears skin-tight dresses to bed. Don't know what that's about.
The costumes in this
so
show.
Silly.
And we also see her, like, watching show after show, night after night, studying the routines. And, like, as she walks around the floor with her cocktail tray, like, miming the dancing.
Upstairs in Tess's office, Marcus is offering to buy the club from Tess and Vincent. Now, Tess apparently was under the impression that this would be a partnership, so it would be like him buying a stake in the club and he would become a third partner. But Marcus is like, nope, I'm looking to buy the property full out. I don't play well with others, sort of machismo.
He's offering to pay them each $500,000.
Vince loves this idea. He's like, the club is losing money. What are finances? Give me money.
But Tess says no, and Allie, walking by the office upstairs, overhears Tess saying, Marcus, I don't care what you're offering. My club is not for sale. And Marcus leaves, but he says he's leaving the offer on the table. We're not done yet.
Back on the floor, the number ends. It was a number that Nikki was doing to Long John Blues. It was very funny, sort of sexy, comedic song. Allie comes backstage with the girls' drink orders, and Tess figures out which drink is Nikki's and then grabs both of the shots and downs them so that Nikki can't have them.
Oh yeah, we haven't really said this, but there's been many lines leading up to this that, like, Nikki has a drinking problem. Tess knows about it. It's like the main point of contention between Tess and Nikki. Other than, like, Nikki being late, Nikki being rude, Nikki's also...
She's struggling with alcoholism.
That we get the sense that, like, there is shared history between them of, like, many times of Tess having to pick Nikki up off the floor, literally and physically.
Yes.
Literally and physically. Literally and metaphorically. I said the same thing.
And I think also a part of it is that Nikki is currently dating Marcus, and Marcus is looking to buy her out, and so I think that's also a part of this anger that's going on towards Nikki. Tess goes to talk to Sean and reveals that Marcus is looking to buy out the club completely. Allie walks in and cannot read a room to save her life.
Oh man. She's like, now's the time to talk about my dreams.
Yeah! She's like, why don't we have the girls sing? It would be so much better if we could just sing instead of lip syncing. And
Sean shoots her down.
People don't come here to see the girls sing, they come here to see the girls dance and lip sync to the songs of the greats.
Back at Allie's hotel, she's bummed about having been shot down by Sean, and then to make matters worse, her hotel room was robbed,
Oh, no.
Everything is smashed, they got her money out of the toilet. It's a big, big sad. Somehow, Allie knows where Jack lives, and she shows up on his...
How did she know that?
I know no part of that was said, but she shows up on his doorstep crying. He lets her in. He
rides a motorcycle.
And she has a cell phone, you're right, but he offers her, like, a phone in case she has to call anyone, but she's like, I have no one.
He realizes she's not there to use his phone. She's there looking for a friend.
She needs a place to crash. She says she's just gonna stay one night.
Also, he has, like, a daybed couch.
It's a one-bedroom apartment.
With, like, doors that close onto the bedroom, and then in the lounge area, he has, like, a daybed that takes up the whole center.
She wakes up in the middle of the night, and she hears Jack playing the piano, and he admits that it's something he wrote. We get the idea that he's, like, a very talented piano player.
Yes.
Next morning, Allie discovers that not only is Jack straight, he has a fiancé who is in New York.
Yes, and it's also torrential rain outside.
Yeah, which does not happen in LA. Anyway, she gets super awkward about it.
Because she's there in, like, just, like, a shirt and, like, no pants, because she thought that he was gay, and, like, it wouldn't be weird, and then she realizes, nope, super straight and has a fiance, and she's like, I'm gonna go put on pants, and he's like, yeah, maybe you should.
She says she's a plan, and so she leaves, does not ask to borrow an umbrella, just, like, goes and stands at the bus station outside his house while
with,
it's
like, a
pouring,
newspaper
and he's
over
like,
her head.
Yeah, he's like, what are you doing, you big dummy?
Big dum-dum.
That's what I said. Christina Aguilera, what are you doing, you
And
big
so he
dummy?
goes outside and, like, tells her she's being ridiculous. She says it's just water, it's fine.
She is!
And so he picks up her bags and her and carries her back in the house.
Just physically manhandles her back into the house, and he's like, all right, you're staying for a couple more days.
At that moment, though, because this is a recurrent theme, there's, like, a brief pause where, like, they make eye contact, and there's, like, a question mark, and then his fiancé calls. And this happens, like, 18 times in this movie.
Just beating you over the head with it.
It's like sexual tension, fiancé. Back to the club.
Tess discovers Georgia, who's Julianne Hough's character, throwing up in the bathroom, and she's pregnant.
And Georgia hasn't told the dad yet. She's really scared. This honestly isn't an important scene, except for the fact that now they're going to be looking for a new dancer.
Allie arrives at the club, and she sees, like, already Sean and Tess are holding auditions for some dancers. They all leave. Tess and Sean kind of, like, titter back and forth, being like, I like that girl. She was like, they were all bad.
Yeah.
Allie gets on stage and starts to audition, and they're like, what are you doing? Sean cuts off the music, and Allie kind
Gets
of lays
pissed.
into Tess being like, tell me what you want, I'll do whatever you want. And Tess says, nobody can tell you. You gotta make me believe that you belong up there.
And Allie says, fine, which number do you want to see? I know all of them. And they're like, you know all the numbers. And she's like, yeah, I do. Any number. Which one do you want to see? And so Cher yells, wagon wheel with Tootsie.
That is a name of a song I did write down.
It is. It was very funny.
And Allie does it.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
She knows it all. At one point during the song, Georgia, Nikki, and Coco, who's another dancer, arrive.
And Jack.
Jack is there, and Nikki's judgmental, and Georgia's super supportive.
Yeah. She's like,
Allie, and
she did
Nikki's
so
like,
good.
she's replacing you. Like, very catty about it.
Yeah. Tess is still hesitant, but Allie really just keeps begging please until Tess is finally like, all right, fine, you got the job.
Fine, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
stop. So Sean congratulates her and tells her to meet him upstairs in like 5 minutes. Jack is very pleased for her, and she says, with my new raise, I'll be off your couch in no time. And he doesn't look super thrilled at that, but, you know, boys.
We get a rehearsal montage of Allie rehearsing at the club, as well as walking around downtown LA. Again, shadow dance miming it as she walks across crosswalks.
Yeah.
As well as, I think, some performances.
Yeah, like her first kind of performances as like the dancer third from the end or something.
A chorus member, Ed. And at one point, at the end of this, Tess and Sean are backstage watching the end of the performance, and Tess makes a comment, or Sean's like, you like her. Tess is like, she can't blend in. And Sean looks at tall Cher, being like, a girl who can't blend in? Oh my.
I did laugh.
I like.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
After work one night, one of the girls asks if they all want to go get pizza, and Allie assumes that she's invited, but they end up leaving without her, so she, like...
So rude.
Also, just, like, you gotta make an effort. They didn't specifically not invite her.
They just didn't wait
didn't wait for her, which, like, fair.
So Allie's just, like, sad alone, and Tess comes in, and she finds Allie practicing makeup.
Yeah, something like that.
You need to be good at makeup to do burlesque.
Yes.
Like, it's a huge part of the performance, and it's a... Alright, beep boop bop logistics.
Yeah.
I got very frustrated with this moment. Because it's a tender moment where Tess comes in, she finds Allie alone, clearly trying to, like, make an effort to, like, improve her makeup skills, and Tess says that Allie's brush is old, and Allie's like, this is literally the only makeup brush I have, and Tess loans her one of hers, which is a sweet moment. So unsanitary. Do not share eyeshadow brushes. It's coming, and it's not even like it's a clean, like it's coming out of Tess's makeup bag, and she's giving it to Allie, and it's an eyeliner. No! That's how you get pink eye! Or stop. And Allie's still bad, so Tess takes over and, like, gives her a little makeup lesson, and they bond.
And we get a little bit of backstory, and we find out, Tess, Cher, figured out her stuff from her mom, and then we find out that Allie's mom died when she was 7, so this is her first makeup lesson ever. Tess gives her a bold red lip, and she loves it.
She's like, I've never seen myself look pretty before. Anyway.
Cut to Jack's apartment.
Allie is messy to live with, and Jack is over it.
I had a question, though, because... Okay, so he's in the shower, and Allie's, like, underwear and stuff is, like, hanging to dry everywhere. And the towel is on the floor. Did he not notice, before he went to shower, where the towel was? Because I always check to make sure where it is before I start the shower, because there's nothing worse than being naked, wet, and afraid, and with no towel.
I'm gonna posit on Jack's behalf that, like, up until very recently, he had been living alone, or he was living with his fiancé, and, like, his towel is always where his towels should be, and now there is a new person in his space that he's still not used to. Yeah. If you live alone, no one's gonna be moving your towel.
That's fair.
So...
Also, angry at Christina Aguilera, angry at Allie for not hanging up a wet towel. That's how you get mold.
Yeah, it was gross.
Yeah.
And they have a fight, because she used his towel and she didn't hang it up, and her shit's everywhere. However, during this fight, Jack gets a phone call and discovers that his fiancée, Natalie, who is in New York doing a play as an actress, has to stay for another 3 months.
Her show got extended.
Now Jack and Allie, like, their argument turns into, like, a very flirty exchange.
Yes, because the whole deal is, like, they thought that Natalie's show would be a limited engagement, so she was still helping with the rent there, but now that she's going to be there in New York for a longer time, she needs to use the money to pay for a place there, so she's no longer going to be paying for half of the rent at Jack's place. And so he suddenly is in a place where he definitely needs another person to split the expenses, otherwise he wouldn't be able to afford it and he would be evicted. And so there's like a cute back and forth where Allie is just like, oh, so now you depend on me being here. Wow, wow, wow. I think I should get the bedroom then.
The tables, how they've turned.
Yes. I'm just a good friend helping out. Anyway.
Back at the club, we see Vincent storming out of Tess's office being angry. Sean
Your dream
comes
is
in.
killing me. Ah!
Tess shows Sean some paperwork from the bank, something about 2 mortgages, and they're really in dire financial straits. Yeah. She will lose the club if she can't pay.
Props and set pieces.
Do you know how much these light bulbs cost?
Oh my god.
Buy in bulk.
Cut to backstage.
It's showtime. Nikki is drunk. Is
she?
Really no evidence of this,
except
but
that she
Tess
has a drink in
says
her
she's...
hand?
Yeah. But bad storytelling. Tess tells Nikki to go home, and she makes Allie take Nikki's part, which pisses Nikki off.
Of course. And Allie does the thing where she's just like, listen, I don't want to take this. This is Nikki's part. I don't want to step on any toes. And Tess makes the final call and is like, nope, you're on. She's out.
Tess is like, you're on. You go. Nikki, you go home.
Yeah.
So instead of going home, Nikki goes up to the sound booth and tells Dave the sound guy, good old Justice for Dave.
Justice for Dave.
And tells Dave that Tess wants to see him. And he's just like, what? Okay, fine. Yeah. I'm working, but fine. He goes out.
It's like, everyone always wants to talk to Dave. Dave do this, Dave do that, and like storms backstage. And I'm just like, yeah, Team Dave.
And Allie goes out on stage in Nikki's part. There's 2 other girls in the song, and they start to sing. And once it gets to Allie's part, Nikki yoinks a chord and like fully cuts out the sound. And
now the song is Tough Lover by Etta James, which is a great song. Then everyone's just like, big gasp, what do we do? And so they start to lower the curtain, and Allie is like, boom, not on my watch. And
she's like, I got an idea.
She's like, I can do this. And she starts to sing. And big gasp, everyone like freezes because of course it's her like opening riffs. That whole
like
thing.
It's all of that.
Yeah. A lot of growling.
Yeah.
And the minute she does, Tess is like, raise the curtain. And so
Marcus is there and he's like jaw on the floor. Yep. The band is like, hell yes. They start to play with her. Nikki is furious.
So angry.
But the audience loves it.
Oh yeah. Audience is clapping along. She kills it. Standing ovation. To be honest, very deserved. It was great.
Yeah.
The curtain drops and everyone rushes in around her and was just like, oh my god, I didn't know you could sing like that. Backstage, Tess is like, cool, so tomorrow we're going to rehearse a whole new show surrounded by you, band, you know songs. We'll rehearse with them, and tomorrow we will have a whole new show surrounded by you. This is you. Here we go.
Yeah, like the show is now going to be built around Allie.
Yeah.
Allie goes out onto the floor, and Marcus claps for her, and he tells her that she's too good to be singing here, and he tries to buy her a drink, but she rebuffs him. Yeah. After the show, the showgirls, Jack, Allie, and Sean are all hanging out. Yeah. The girls are like, we're going to go get food. Allie, do you want to come? So she's included into the group now. And as they leave, Sean calls Jack out for, like, gazing.
Oh, yeah, he's, like, watching
Allie.
her walk away. Jack reminds Sean, it's like, listen, I'm engaged. And Sean's like, right, she's also 3,000 miles away, and all she ever does is talk about herself. And a girl like that isn't going to be available forever. Of course, in the middle of that moment, Allie walks back in because she forgot her bag. I don't know. She's like, weird vibe in this room. What's going on? And Sean eventually changes the subject and tells her that she should change her look slightly and wear a wig. Cut to a new number.
The new number is But I Am a Good Girl.
Yep.
Which is an original song from this. She's got that wig on, and boy, I am impressed with that wig staying on.
That wig stayed on. There were like 80
I was
bobby
just
pins
like,
in her
this
hair.
has to be a haircut. Like, this is no wig. It's not a haircut. It's just a very persistent wig.
Oh yeah, with like, I think they
very
super
tenacious.
glued it to her scalp.
Very sexy number.
Yes. Post number, she's in her new wig, and she goes to Jack at the bar and asks what he thinks of her new look, and he's just sort of like, doesn't quite know how to handle that minefield of a conversation.
Fully just bumbles and drools his way through the conversation.
She walks away frustrated. She's like, listen, Jack, we're friends. We're not brother and sister. And he's like, no, we are not.
Allie goes backstage and she overhears Nikki being like, I don't know why everyone's making such a big deal about her, this like tacky farm girl from Iowa, and they little snippy back and forth.
Out front in the house, Vince goes to talk to Marcus, and Marcus is like, I don't normally do this, but I'm doubling my offer. Now, this is obviously after Allie has debuted.
Mm-hmm.
Backstage, Vince keeps trying to get Tess to sell, and Tess is like, oh, but with Allie we can up the admission, and Vince is like, that's not gonna be enough.
That's not enough.
To cover this. Like, I love this place, but we need to sell before we default on our loans and they take it from us.
Mm-hmm. Back at Jack's apartment, Allie got there first, and Jack gets home to find Allie, like, undressing, and he, like, creeps. Like, the partition between the bedroom and the living room is just, like, glass doors.
With, like some
French
curtains,
doors. Like, you can see.
French doors.
Yeah, so he, like, creeps on her a little bit through the curtains, and then he, like, knocks something over, and she's like, huh? He's like, I just got home!
And, of course, Allie asks for help with her dress. He goes in and zips her up, and they have, like, a brief back and forth, and he learns about her mom, and there's, like, this potential moment, again, interrupted by the cell phone ringing and the fiancé, who apparently has the worst timing in the world.
Impeccable timing.
Man. Impeccable or the worst?
Moment...
Question mark.
She's like, my spider senses are tingling.
I must call.
There's also a moment where Allie asks if she can hear his music yet, and he goes, it's not ready.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we have another montage.
Yes.
Allie performing, and she's a star, and then Allie and Jack hanging out together and, like, being kind of flirty, but also Marcus watching her perform and getting, like, either dollar signs or hearts in his eyes. Unclear.
Unclear? Both?
Yeah, just one of each.
Yeah. Also, we find out that Georgia is engaged, so the guy who got her pregnant proposed, which is great.
Yeah!
Yay! Everyone cheers. This song, by the way, was called A Guy What Takes His Time.
Thank you. I'm just skipping through all of these songs.
The song ends, and we cut to Allie at the bar, and she asks Jack if he's ready to go, but he has to do inventory, and so she says she'll get a ride with Coco, and then Marcus slides in, just being like,
sidles up to the
I'll
bar.
take you.
Hey.
He's like, Coco left 5 minutes ago.
Gonna walk you home?
Can I walk you home?
Hey, gonna walk you home? I will work a reference into every episode. Yeah. Hey, gonna walk you home? It's literally is that. I just thought of that too.
Great. Amazing. He says, Coco left 5 minutes ago. I'll give you a ride. She is hesitant to go with him, so he steals her bag to force her to go with him. I was unclear of whether or not this was, like, an okay thing.
It's not. She said she doesn't want to, but she's kind of persuaded to by
the fact that he takes her
charms.
bag.
I don't know.
Yeah,
the fact that he takes her bag. Anyway, they're driving through downtown LA, and then he's like, actually, we're gonna go to dinner. Oh, wait, I just forgot I have to make a quick appearance at a party. And she's like, you forgot? They pull up to this party at this, like, gorgeous mansion in LA.
Gorgeous house.
It's like a house, not a house party, but like it's a party at a house. And he goes into the kitchen and he steals a bottle of wine and snacks. She's like, you can't do that. What are you doing? Surprise.
He's like, then let's run away.
It's fucking his house.
It's his house. He took her to his
party.
He introduces her to a few of her friends, and Allie loves the girls' very sparkly tacky shoes, which are apparently Louis Vuittons. They're so tacky. He takes her out to a balcony. The view is remarkable. He mentions that he bought the air rights to keep it that way.
Yeah, he mansplains air rights to her.
Yes, which is something that the last company I worked for did. So, real thing. Yeah, and he's using it as a way to, like, oh, look at what a talented businessman and smart person I am.
I'm so savvy.
Yes.
He also asks her what she wants in life, and he says, you're talented enough to get what you want, and I'm smart enough to make it happen.
So, big flirt. Back at Jack's place.
Big flirt.
She sneaks back in, but Jack notices. Cut to backstage, Allie gets a present. Surprise, it's those really tacky shoes, which obviously were very, very expensive.
Yeah. And Nikki discovered that they were from Marcus, and Nikki and Marcus had been a thing before, so it's definitely like
more. Cut to the song.
I loved this next transition.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. This is the first song that starts in the dressing room.
Yeah.
And then through movie magic, it transfers into like a dressing room set on stage. Mm-hmm. And then, again, if they were better with their finances, they wouldn't be in such dire straits. Yep. But like the dressing tables and the mirrors like zoom to the back of the stage, and then the dance starts, and it's a great song.
It's called Express.
Express. Yeah, Express.
So it's a really, really fun sort of Chicago-esque vibe song. And there's a bunch of cutscenes in between. Jack's place, he's being judgy about her being out with Marcus. There's like a brief back and forth. It's like, what's wrong if I'm getting a little attention? I'm not getting it from anyone that matters. And she makes like direct eye contact from him.
Also, the club is now very popular.
Yes.
There's like a line out the door. We see Marcus and Allie spending more time together. And
Yep.
during the performance of the song, did you find the flashing lights very aggressive? Because I was very overly stimulated by the strobe lights of this.
I didn't notice. We see Tess crumple up a final notice from the bank as if that solves her woes.
If I haven't seen it, it's not real.
Yes. Object permanence.
Object permanence!
So, backstage, Allie gets a word that Marcus wants to see her, and so Marcus introduces her to a man who worked with Etta James, and so it's obvious that...
Wait,
what did I miss?
Yes, but Tess crumples up the bank notice, but also she trades it. There's a news article about the club on the front page of the newspaper with like a big photo of Allie.
Yes.
So Tess is like, forget the bank, this is cool.
Yeah!
And then, take it away, Marcus leads Allie to the floor.
Yes, introduces her to a man who worked with Etta James, so obvious, I have connections, I can...
Is he supposed to be an agent or a producer?
Unclear.
Or just like a well-connected music person?
Yes,
All right.
I don't know.
His name is Harold Saint.
Indeed.
It's not important.
Jack is at the bar moping. Tess also notices Allie sitting with Marcus. Sean comes over to Tess. Turns out they still owe a lot to the bank. Hello, that's money. Backstage, Tess comes up to Allie and tells her to be careful who she trusts.
She tells Allie that she should learn from Tess's mistakes, that she doesn't like or trust Marcus, and Allie shouldn't trust him either.
Mm-hmm.
And Allie says, is that what's better for you or better for both of us?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a valid question.
Yeah.
This is also not the scene backstage, but the scene with the agent, the Etta James person. This is when Alan Cumming is performing.
Yeah!
Alan Cumming gets one song.
And he doesn't sing. He just makes comments.
Justice for Alan Cumming
God,
in
he
this.
was-
I don't even remember. I don't even think that song is like listed on Wikipedia.
It is, but it's called
Oh,
That's
there it is.
Life.
It's called Jungle.
Or is it...
I have Jungle Berlin. Alexis and the
Oh, That's
Contortionists.
Life was performed by Alan Cumming, but it was cut, and it's in the
Oh.
DVD Blu-ray special feature, which I have not seen.
Oh, I wonder if that's on YouTube.
We'll see if we can find it. That could be a homework.
All right, we'll look for that. That might not be homework if we can't find it. Okay, good. He did have a bigger arc, and it was just cut for time.
Yeah, because it's Alan Cumming. How do you... Anyway. Jungle Berlin.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a weird song. Yeah. That scene with Allie and Tess happens backstage.
Uh-huh.
Allie leaves. Tess goes downstairs to the main floor to fix some costumes,
Yeah.
and Dave the sound guy is like,
Dave!
hey, I stayed late because you told me you wanted to practice your number for tomorrow night's show.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to do it tomorrow? And she's like, no, I'll do it now. And she's like very in her feelings about the club
It
and
was
the
such
financial
a
issues.
contrived moment. There's a lot of contrived performance in this movie, but this one felt the worst for me.
Yeah.
Where I was just like, this is just an excuse to have Cher sing, which, like, great, I'm all on board for that, but, like, can you not work this into the plot better? The fact that she never does this song again, we don't see her actually performing it. It doesn't cut in between.
This song
her
won a Golden
performing-
Globe.
I know. It's a good song, but the plot is
The
so
song
dumb.
just does not fit well within the show.
No.
The song is called You Haven't Seen the Last of Me. This is a gripe. It's a beautiful song. It is not a burlesque song.
No, it's just a ballad.
It is Cher standing. It's a ballad.
There's another one like this. The two songs that got
There
nominated were the two ballads that made no sense.
It felt out of place. It was nice. It was pretty. Anyway, after this big ballad, Tess leaves the club and Nikki accosts her in the parking lot.
She confronts her for focusing on Allie. She yells, I will not be upstaged by some slut with mutant lungs. So Tess is like, then leave. Like,
Yeah.
this is who we're
Fuck
going
off.
with. And if you can't deal with that, then go. And so they have another yelling back and forth about loyalty. And Tess is like, listen, I've been loyal to you. I've helped pick you up, both literally and figuratively.
You got it right.
Yeah.
Not literally and physically, is what I said before. Which is the same thing.
She confronts, and there's like a big confrontation, and so Nikki decides that she quits, and Tess tries to tell her to not drive home, that she's drunk, and parting shot, Nikki says, I slept with Vince the night of your honeymoon, and big bad.
Tess responds by grabbing a crowbar out of her trunk and smashing
Great.
the window
I support that.
on the passenger side of Nikki's car.
Yeah.
I feel like the window just would have shattered and not cracked, but hey, Hollywood.
Who knows? Cut to Allie getting home.
and finding Jack sleeping in the bed.
Yeah. So
she sleeps on the day bed, and he then wakes her up at 6 a.m. with a coffee grinder.
Passive-aggressively running the coffee grinder.
Very passive-aggressive. And he picks a fight. How saying, like, well, she's never there, so I wanted to use the bed.
And she's like, I am home every night. Maybe it's not at the time that you want me to be home, but I sleep in this bed every night. But you know what? If this is such a goddamn problem for you, you take the bed. Whatever.
He says he's worried about her and says that she's making a deal with the devil by dealing with Marcus.
She also throws in his face the fact that he's a musician that refuses to play his music, and he is very upset. Anyway, not great, but fair.
We go next to George's wedding.
Yeah!
We see Jack taking a call from Natalie, his fiancée, outside the venue, and we learn that she's once again not coming back to LA when she said she was. Like, she was supposed to be his date to this wedding.
Yeah.
And either, like, the show got extended or she got another opportunity, but, like, she's not there and she's not coming anytime soon.
And they have a moment where, you know, maybe we should talk about our futures, and he, like, makes direct eye contact with Allie and is like, I think we should talk about our futures, and I think I'm looking at mine now, and then hangs up.
So dramatic.
So dramatic. Coco and Sean are appreciating the hot DJ. That was a really fun scene.
Jack proceeds to just get drunk.
Yep.
And he dances with Allie. He apologizes for being a jackass earlier. And he tells her that he's now single, that he and Natalie have broken up, which is a lie. That is not what was established in that phone call.
Yeah, it was a fight, but it wasn't an official, like, we are over.
Yeah, and he says that's why he's at this wedding alone. Not because she couldn't come, but because they broke up.
And he asks her why she's alone, and she's like, do I look alone? And then they dance together.
Allie and Jack get back to the apartment, and they continue flirting, and there's this whole bit where, like...
This scene was my moment of joy. It made me laugh out loud. It was just like a back and forth where it's like they look like they could make out, and then he goes into the bedroom and then shows up in like a full red PJ set, which looked very dumb. And then it's just like he keeps going in and out of the bedroom, losing clothing each time.
With like less clothing.
Yeah. Eventually he comes back out and kisses her, and it's like a big moment.
We then get a montage of Allie performing at the club. This is another ballad that would not exist in the world of burlesque. The song is called Bound to You. And through this song, there is kind of like a montage quick cut of Allie and Jack waking up in bed together and them just kind of being like sexy and flirty together, hanging out in bed. Jack opens up about like his songwriting dreams and like how he hasn't really been satisfied with that part of his career. And then the song ends and...
Oh no!
Gasp! The fiancé is back! And it's Diana Agron!
It is! With one scene, she filmed it in like 20 minutes.
She arrives at the apartment, clearly from New York, assume it, and she finds Allie's stuff in the apartment, and she finds Allie and Jack in bed together, and she's like, you fucking liar.
Yeah. You said that Allie was just some girl. You said she wasn't even pretty, and Allie's like, wait, what?
What?
I thought that you were broken up. And then Jack goes to Allie being like, I just need to handle this. Can I ask you to go? And she's like, you're kicking me out? And so Allie is very upset, deservedly so.
Bad move.
And she runs away to Sean.
Yeah, she goes to Sean's house. How she knows where he lives?
Unclear again.
Unclear, but instead of Sean answering the door, a random dude...
That hot DJ from the wedding.
Also, really, really quick, the montage of Bound to You made it seem like more time was passing.
Yeah.
And so when it was literally the next day, I was confused.
It made no sense. Also, I thought that song was one of Jack's songs, the Bound to You, but it wasn't.
Anyway, Allie at Sean's place. Sean lets her in. She makes coffee for Mark and Sean. Mark is the DJ's name.
There's also a cute bit where neither of them knew the other's names, but they both had a good time. Anyway, it's cute.
Yeah, they're flirty. Marcus, this is when she has a cell phone. Marcus calls Allie while she's at Sean's apartment, and he invites her over for dinner. The next we see Jack's apartment, we see Natalie leaving. Yeah, it's like a really quick cut, because then we go right back to Sean's apartment. Mark, the DJ, leaves Sean's apartment. Jack pulls in on his motorcycle, and he's like, where's Allie? And Mark's like, she left with Marcus like a couple hours ago. Jack's like, fuck. And Sean makes some comment about, like, letting her get away or whatever. And then it's a cute bit of, like, Sean inviting Mark back in for lunch.
Yeah. Back to the club. Tess has just had a meeting with a loan bank person, and he said that he wouldn't give her any money And so she's crying and talking to Sean, and Sean is like, well, then take Marcus's offer. And she's upset, and she was like, from everyone else, I can take that sort of talk, but not from you. I need you to be the person who helps me. I'm not going to sell this club no matter what. I'll go to every bank in town. I won't sell this club. And he's like, there you are. Thought I lost you for a minute.
We also established that she has literally 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days.
Before the club is repossessed. Allie is simultaneously at Marcus's house. All right, do you remember that scene in The Devil Wears Prada where Anne Hathaway has slept over at, like, the French
it's the
magazine
exact same
person?
scene.
And it's the same thing where Marcus is on the phone, Allie is walking around his, like, beautiful LA house, and she finds a model of a building that Marcus wants to build where the club currently is. And to my understanding, Tess doesn't know what's going to become of the club after Marcus buys it.
This is part of the reason why Marcus didn't want to go in as, like, a third partner. He wanted to buy it out exclusively because he wants to knock it down and build up, like, a multi-use office space there.
And I don't think Allie realized that either. I think everyone just thought Marcus was just going to own the club.
Well, because, you know, at that point he was dating Nikki, and so the assumption would be that he would keep this club and Nikki would continue to perform, etc.
Allie confronts Marcus about it, and Marcus says, like, you can sing and dance at other clubs, better clubs. And she says he doesn't get it.
It's like, this is business, it's not personal. I don't know why I'm the bad guy when I'm making decisions that would benefit everyone. Like, I'm trying to give them a lot of money to get them out of their space, and this would benefit me, and you could go to a better place. How does this make me the bad guy?
Allie says it doesn't. Marcus, it just makes you the wrong guy. And she leaves.
Yeah, fair enough.
She runs to the club!
To the club! Tess walks up to Sean. He asks how it went at the bank. She holds up a bottle of tequila and says that I am way beyond drinking from a glass.
And Allie, like, forces her way up to Tess's office even though Tess doesn't want to see anyone. And she tells Tess about Marcus's plan to build a skyscraper. She follows Tess into her office. She's like, you're gonna listen to me. Do you ever listen to anyone but yourself? Listen to me for just this one moment. Have you ever heard of air rights?
Oh, it was so funny.
Stupid.
So dumb. Cut to Tess and Allie going into the owner of this condo building that's going up right across the street from them, and their whole big selling point is that it has huge views of LA because there's nothing in front of them, and they're going to sell each apartment for like $1 million, and then there's like this back and forth with them and the guy who owns it, like, well, what would you do if we told you that an office building will be going up blocking your views? Have you ever heard of air rights?
They essentially go behind Marcus's back and make a deal with this person. At the club later that night, Tess sits down with Vincent, who is just always stressed about finances.
Looking at money papers.
And she tells him she's going to buy him out, and she drops a check in his lap for $500,000.
Boom! He's like, where'd you get this? Thin air! Jokes. So he thanks her. I think he's actually really relieved to no longer be a part of this club with all their mismanagement of funds. So Tess goes over to Allie at the bar, and Allie is like, would love to hear a thank you, Allie. And there's laughter, and Nikki walks in, and she apologizes.
Yeah, she says that she only claimed that she slept with Vince to hurt Tess, and she asks Tess if she could come home. She really wants to come home to the club, and Tess rehires her and is like, all right, get your act together, you're on in 20. Allie also leaves to get ready for the show, and once she leaves, Tess says, like, thank you, Allie, to the air after she leaves. Backstage, Nikki and Allie make nice.
Do they? They make eye contact.
Nikki doesn't go out of her way to
be a bitch.
Pick on Allie. Jack also comes by Allie's station to apologize. He says it's over with Natalie for real this time, and they make up.
It's fine.
It's mediocre at best.
Yeah, it's okay. You know, he wants her back. There's like a brief callback to their conversation when they originally decided to live together, whatever. He also tells her that he finished a song and he wants her to sing it. Cut to the final song of the show, which is Show Me How You Burlesque.
Which is the song written by Jack, and it's got all the dancers. It's again a massive fucking budget. The giant letters, like 8-foot tall letters in lights that just spell burlesque. And I'm like, and clearly the money that they received from the air rights, like, not only saved them from financial ruin, but like they could do some like major renovations or
apparently.
Just
wild.
Invest your money and don't just spend it all. Real estate is stressful. I just God. And that's the end.
That's the end.
Oh my god, this entire podcast is me just yelling more than usual. Jesus fucking Christ.
Anna, how'd you feel about this movie?
I knew the reviews going in, so I didn't have, like, super high hopes. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I would give it, like, a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I would give it a 6 or a 6.5. It was visually fun to watch. The plot was ridiculous and stole from Devil Wears Prada and, like, Cabaret a lot.
I appreciated that at times it was an actual musical and not a movie with music.
Was it?
It really was the first one where, yeah, I would say that her first song in the diner, where she's, like, performing for no one and, like, as it's, like, the montage of her getting to LA, like, I think
as a person who has done that in life in a silent room before, just, like, done a full number for myself, I feel like, yeah, I would call this more a movie with music.
A movie with music.
Yeah.
I mean, that one song was, like, really the only song that did not exist inside, like, the world of the... And even, like, Cher's number of, like, You Haven't Seen the Last of Me, very, very contrived concept. I just wanted it to, like, be her in her office being sad and not, like, we have to set it up to be a performance for the club, blah, 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 blah. What do you think?
Like, just fun visually. The dance numbers were great. You could tell that that was the focus of the director and the team, and the plot was sort
and
of
Christina
an ancillary.
Aguilera's singing.
Yeah, her singing is amazing.
It was a vehicle for Christina Aguilera's singing and the dancing.
And you could tell, and that was the best part.
Shall we do a little dramaturgy?
I think we should.
Dramaturgy report. Dramaturgy report. This was directed and written by Stephen Anton, who is an American actor, stunt performer, screenwriter, producer, and director. That's all I've got for him. I figured you were going to have some stuff for him because he's a writer.
Yeah, I only have a few things. One fun fact about him is that he was Jesse in Jesse's Girl.
Yes, I did think that was funny. The cinematographer was, alright, I am gonna do my best to pronounce this, Bojan Bazelli from Montenegro. He is a cinematographer and director of films, commercials, and music videos, and buckle up! Oh boy, has he done some just, like, all across the board. In addition to Burlesque, he was a cinematographer for The Ring, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Great.
Hairspray. And then most recently, Snake Eyes, which is, like, the latest G.I. Joe movie starring Henry Golding that we were supposed to... I'm probably going to go see it tomorrow.
Great. Very excited to see that movie. So, yes, as you said, the writer was also the director. I'll just talk a little bit about how it got written. Steve Anton got the idea for this film after watching Christina Aguilera perform as a featured vocalist for the Pussycat Dolls in 2002. He is the brother of the group's creator, Robin Anton. His first outline of the screenplay was written by Anton and Clint Culpepper.
What a name.
It's supposed to be about a girl escaping her life and launching a career as a performer. And the screenplay was also... It was sort of revised by Diablo Cody, who wrote Juno.
I saw that.
Music and lyrics. The soundtrack album features 10 tracks. 8 were performed by Christina Aguilera, 2 were performed by Cher. They were her first original recordings in 7 years, and all of those songs were written by Cher and Christina Aguilera with the help of a couple of other people, but they were all sort of their original music. And then there was also a lot of the lip-synced songs that were music from other artists that were just sort of like soundtrack. And yeah, as we mentioned, both of the ballads from the soundtrack were nominated, and the Cher's won. For actors and casting, there were a couple of different options for who could play the characters. Originally, they were considering Queen Latifah or Michelle Pfeiffer for Tess.
Wow.
Right? Because they basically wanted a really big, familiar face. But they eventually decided to meet with Cher, and she agreed to be a part of it as long as it was a 20-day filming schedule, but of course the production lasted like 4 months. She agreed to do the role mostly because she wanted to sing in a movie, and she thought this might be her last opportunity to do so. There were also a couple of people that were considered to play Jack. It was like a big Twilight fanfic of who they wanted to play this, because the guy who played it, he is in the original Twilight, and the other people considered to play him were Rob Pattinson, Kellen Lutz, and Taylor Lautner. They only looked at that movie.
There was supposed to be a stage musical of it scheduled to open at the Paper Mill Playhouse in New Jersey in autumn 2020, followed by a Broadway transfer, but obviously that was canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
So maybe it'll come back later.
Maybe it'll come back. I remember hearing about that. As for reception, this film got mixed reviews. It currently has a 36 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes, it does.
As for awards, it got nominated for some stuff, most notably 2 Golden Globes, which it won for Best Original Song. You Haven't Seen the Last of Me. Bound to You was also nominated, but You Haven't Seen the Last of Me won. On the opposite end of the spectrum, Cher was also nominated for a Raspberry Award for Worst Supporting Actress.
And then I have one more, which is my fun fact. In 2011, Christina Aguilera won the MSN Entertainment Award for Best Attempt at Acting.
That's so mean.
What was your moment of joy,
You
then?
go first. I have to think about
Well,
it.
I talked about that. I thought that their drunk apartment moment was adorable. And, I mean, the dancing was great.
I think getting to not knowing Alan Cumming was going to be in this was my moment of joy.
Yeah.
Like, it was not followed through. Like, he did not get the justice that he deserved, but, like,
well, that's my
the
gripe.
moment of, like, is this fucking Alan Cumming?
That was my big gripe,
Made
is
me
that
happy.
they did not use Alan Cumming enough.
My big gripe, as I've said multiple times, was the just
Finances.
financial illiteracy of this movie.
Oh, we didn't talk about singing.
Oh, shit. We missed all of that.
Oops.
Well, I mean, what is there to be said about saying? And
It's
this
sharing
movie was
Christina
a vehicle
Aguilera.
for Christina Aguilera. Yeah, the dancing was also phenomenal. Like,
Well, and a lot of the dancers were from the Pussycat Dolls.
and also I think many of them were like, "So you think you can dance?"
Cher was fun.
This will be a gripe. Kristen Bell can sing.
Yeah, they didn't
Why
have her
didn't
sing.
she get to sing?
No.
Not a single peep.
Nope. Would have been nice. Fun facts. My fun fact was some of the most flamboyant costumes worn by Cher were her own clothes. Just Cher showing up on set like, this is what I am wearing. And everyone's just like,
I'm wearing
okay.
this today. In the scene where Nikki is singing about the dentist character, not character, but like the song the Long John Blues, the vocals of that are Megan Mullally.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, this was a movie.
It was a movie. And our homework is going to be to go and watch the one-woman show of Cher performing West Side Story.
I don't know if I've ever seen it. I've only seen clips.
It's like selections of different songs. But like she plays all of the characters and not as in like one shot at a time, like several versions of
No, they,
herself
like,
are superimposed
superimpose.
on the same thing so that they are interacting with each other. It is
I want to
bonkers town.
be a fly on the wall in a time machine and just like go back to Cher pitching that idea.
We're also going to see if we can find the Alan Cumming song
cutscene?
that was cut to give him a little bit of
Justice. Well, if you've made it this far, thank you for joining us
Yeah.
on this adventure. This was the 2010 debatable classic,
No,
Burlesque.
not a classic. 2010 movie.
Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. We are 5678, a movie musical podcast where we just review and recap movie musicals
Yeah.
from the 30s up to today, and we have so much fun doing it, and we are so glad you are with us for this journey.
Indeed.
I'm Anna.
I'm Grace. You can follow us on all the places, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
We are at 5678, a movie musical podcast.
Yep.
We are also have an email.
Indeed. 5678, a movie musical podcast at gmail.com.
Follow us on social media to get any teasers of upcoming episodes and
Yeah.
dramaturgical facts about current episodes.
Teaser for next episode. It is my hands down favorite musical because this is the musical I grew up with, and it is a controversial pick.
Oh, yes.
And it is
Boy,
a
never
true-
seen it.
I'm so excited.
All right.
right.
I think that's all she wrote. I hope you took away some interesting things from this. If anything, be more financially literate than these characters were.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know.